Wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic, and if we talk na 500,000 they go sama us call am hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don come. Him go touchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people wey dey spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. And in dey touchlight every corner, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. adìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Adìyẹ sọ́la jù. Máyégún ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Adìyẹ sọ́la jù.
Today, hello, brethren. So, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun live, and thank you so much for joining the program this hour. Remember, after reading the caption of the broadcast, take your time and read the description of the broadcast as well. If you haven't already, then like the broadcast, hear it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them to join us. Are you good today? Right, we have a lot of catch up to do. So that is what we're going to do or start with tonight, and then proceed to what is the latest. Yesterday, Werey Wike was back in the news. It was kind of like a sensational one because of his face-off with the FCTA staff, especially the local government staff in the Federal Capital Territory, who have been for quite a while now pressuring Werey Wike to pay them their outstanding allowances, pay them the promotional salary increase, and other welfare package that Werey Wike continue to say, well, he didn't approve. If those who approved those things for them couldn't pay them, they shouldn't expect him to. However, Werey Wike, who also took them to the industrial court because this Noge and others, right, the workers' union. So they all came together in a protest, and they have actually been protesting for a while when Wike's been like ignoring them. So they called for a strike. So they started their industrial action from the 9th of this month, which is this year. So Wike is now telling them that no work, no pay. Somebody took them to the industrial court, where the court said that the parties should honor their agreements and the workers should also go back to work. But we don't know what really transpired when the workers spotted Werey Wike, right, in their office, right? So they went after him. Or maybe because Werey Wike was trying to like leave them without any form of like conclusion or agreement, right? So they decided to block his convoy. So in the effort to escape the workers and the raging workers, right, to escape the vicinity, that was caught on camera, and it was recorded as Werey Wike running for his life. And the way the workers were also chasing him would make it look like what was their intention if they caught up with him. If they caught up with him, what would they do to him, right? So that is where we are going to start this evening. Abuja.
See him running out. See him sneaking out. See him sneaking out. See Wike sneaking out. See him running. See him running. Ole! Ole! Ole! Ole! See Wike running. See him running. See him running. Wike is running. Catch him. Catch him. Catch him. Catch him. Catch him. Ole! Ole! Ole! Ole! Ole! Man, Wike is on the run. Gentlemen, Wike is on the run. Staffs are following him. Wike is on the road, gentlemen. Wike is on the road. The staffs are following him. He's on the run. Guys, he's on the run. The Honorable Minister is on the run. Staffs are following him. He's on the run. Guys, Honorable Minister is on the run. He's on the run. The Honorable Minister is on the run, guys. He has run. He's on the run, guys. The Honorable Minister is on the run. Wike is on the run. Gentlemen, Wike is on the run. Gentlemen, Wike is on the run, gentlemen. Wike is on the run. Gentlemen, Wike is on the run. He's on the run. Gentlemen. He's on the run. Gentlemen. The Honorable Minister of FCT is on the run. Guys, the staffs are following it up. I can't run anymore. He's on the run. The FCT Minister is on the run. Guys, he's on the run. He ran from the other gate. He's gone now. He's on the run. He's on the run. He has... He don't go back. He's on the run, gentlemen. He has run. The Honorable Minister has run away. He can't face the staffs. Gentlemen, he run. He can't meet with the staff. He run away. Gentlemen, the minister has run. He has run away. The Honorable Minister has run away. He has run away. The Ole, he has run. He is nowhere to be found. The Honorable Minister, so he has run away. He's still inside. He has run away. The minister has run away, gentlemen. Comrade, the minister has run away. He has run away. We are going back to our base. Thank you.
Into right? Anyway, so the point there is that what was the plan? Were they going to like beat him up? And I don't know. So he couldn't confront them. That's the point. They said he couldn't confront them. That Werey Wike was not actually ready to even listen to, or should I say, agree or meet them midway. So the workers themselves are now demanding that they won't go back to work until Tinubu sacks him. You know what I mean? Like they won't go back to work. This was also from yesterday, by the way. One sec.
Schools are on strike. They are standing with us. What else? So there's no problem. Let them open their gates wide. Overnight, they don't give them now. How they can do the work? There is no problem.
You don't work again. You don't work.
They are saying that
you must go. We are no more on strike, but we are in our house.
Yes. We are no more on strike, but we are staying in our house. Let them open the gate wide. Let them open it from here to where? We hear our houses. No wahala. We are no more on strike to tell them Wike has won. But let them open all the gates. We are going back to do what? Relax and be praying. When they meet our demand, we will come. We will not struggle with them with the gates because the life of every staff matters to us. The life of every FCT staff counts. Nobody will struggle with them. They have the gun, they have the power, they have the resources. But the people's power is more than their own. So you will go home, you will conduct yourself, you are peaceful people. They will not make you do what you are not supposed to do. You are gallant FCT workers, you have a right to be respected. This is your land. You are not a second-hand citizen here. You can't be treated badly somewhere and then you come to your own country and suffer this. We say enough is enough. We will remain in our houses. We are no more on strike. We are not struggling with anybody, but we are remaining at home. Thank you for standing strong with the union. For the union makes us strong. That is who we are. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
forever. Solidarity, because the industrial court said that they shouldn't go on strike, all right, that they should go back to work. And now that Wike has won, right, they are pretty much saying, okay, yeah, we're not going to go on strike anymore, but we're also not going to go to work. But here is what Wike's response is to all of this, by the way. Werey Wike.
If we are requesting for 14 things and the government has met over 10 things, I mean, reasonably, you should be able to say, okay, we can give you some time. But everybody spoke to them, the security, the administration spoke to them, and we felt that there's more to it, and we couldn't allow that to happen. This is not my first time of having this kind of issue. I was governor of Rivers State for 8 years. I was chairman of local government, so I do know that if workers have legitimate demands, and what the administration can do is to say that these demands are legitimate, but with what's on plan, it will be difficult to fully implement them. However, we shall start with this. Give us some time, we will have finished implementing. I mean, there's nobody that would think that if you're entitled to arm this and government will deny it. It's not correct. It's not correct. When they talk about wages, and that's why they don't tell the public the truth. 5% billion, and I say, listen, acting head of service, the permanent secretary treasury, let's start paying. We pay December, we're going to pay January. But if there's somewhere by February, we would have, how would you now say no? And what I've seen is that part of lack of development of most states and FCTA inclusive are workers.
In the spirit of our industrial relationship, with the outcome of today's judgment, what are we likely to see going forward? Will there be a sit-up between the administration and the union to finally hire?
We have been always disposed to have a dialogue. Like I told you, they have met with the management, they have met with the security agencies. What are the issues? We have talked with them before. But nothing, they give you no problem, nothing will happen before you know they're going to do a different thing. If genuinely, it's okay. We have seen what has gone, what has happened, then we'll talk. But if it's on blackmail, intimidation, I would not agree. If you're not going to hire all the civil servants in the whole world, take over Abuja, not my business.
Because according to Werey Wike, he believes that these people are being used against his administration in Abuja. Werey Wike is currently working on ensuring that all of the supposed local government areas or local government administration in Abuja, they are all won by the APC. So that's one of the promises he made, and they are currently preparing for local government election or FCTA, whatever it's called, elections. So to Wike, they are already paying them. You know, like they are already paying them. The only thing is that these people, right, they have to give the government the time. They can't dictate the government. And those ones are saying that they are saying that no, we are not being paid. It's like it's being select, you know, it's kind of like selective payment, sort of, based on those they consider as not too problematic in a way. So that's in Abuja. That's one. Yesterday in Onitsha, in Anambra State, the governor of Anambra, Soludo, was very much at the main market, Anambra's the Onitsha Market, to monitor if indeed they were kind of like exercising this sit-at-home of a thing. And I don't know what prompted it in the first place, because it's been a while that we've heard anything controversial about sit-at-home or not sit-at-home. So when Soludo got to the market, most of the stores were locked, and that infuriated him. blaming the resurgence of the IPOB, as he called it, that making it look more or less like people are being intimidated not to open their businesses or shops. When he got there, he realized that it wasn't because people are being intimidated, it was because they chose to. And to him, he has ended the sit-at-home issue in Anambra. So why should these traders suddenly be observing sit-at-home every Monday? Like, why is that? So his response is that they should shut the entire market for the rest of the week, for one straight week, as a punishment, for those who are observing the sit-at-home. And then they will be reopened back on Monday, which will be another, if they want to go on another sit-at-home, right? It will lock the shop again for another 1 week. And this is what transpired yesterday. And it's kind of like has ignited some of the people they call the silent, believers, so to say, right? People they thought they've managed to scare away from the Biafran advocacy. So here is what happened. Starting from starting from yesterday, when Soludo was at the market.
This whole main market and all the adjoining these things will be locked down for the whole of this week. There will be no market anywhere here. Are you hearing me? Each Monday will come. Each Monday will come and inspect. If people are not in their respective shops, it will be shut down again. If you like, I don't mind shutting down main market for the remainder of this year. I'm just from Oka. Everywhere is open. And people are going about their businesses. Then you come down to Onitsha. Come down to main market. The once reputed market as the largest market in West Africa. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I have just driven all the way from the junction with Ose to this place. Through much of Johnson, I've seen through Johnson, I've seen through Bright, and the shops locked up. I've peeped inside, a few persons here and there. I know that people have done this sit at home on Mondays for quite some time now, and as they say, an abomination that lasts a year becomes culture. No. This can no longer go on in Anambra. You either decide that you want to trade here or you can go elsewhere. This main market, if you don't want it open, I'll come and take bulldozer and level it. Are you hearing me? And I'm very, very serious about it. I'm not joking. Going forward, any Monday, any shop that is not open will be locked for 1 week. And let me tell you this. As I'm speaking to you now, when I finish this whole main market and all the adjoining these things will be locked down for the whole of this week. There will be no market anywhere here. Are you hearing me? Each Monday will come. Each Monday will come and inspect. If people are not in their respective shops, it will be shut down again. If you like, I don't mind shutting down main market for the remainder of this year. If you don't like it, go elsewhere and trade. But if you are here, we're not going to allow this. It's plain economic sabotage. And also we suspect whoever closes their shop to have some criminal intent. Those who shut down their shop, who lock up their shops on Mondays, are saboteurs, and we suspect them of having criminal intent. Now, this market is shut down. I've come here with the Commissioner of Police. I'm here with the Commissioner of Police and with the security agents. You see the soldiers. Instance for the first 1 week. If we come on Monday and it is locked and any shop is not, we'll lock it for 1 month. No, no, even now, Anambra is open to everybody. Everybody is welcome to trade in Anambra. But if you must trade here, you must abide by the rules. And the rules are that Markets are open Monday to Saturday.
And it is a democracy. This is part of the problem. People are not forced to shut their shops. Traders are not protesting that, oh, our market union, they have forced us to shut our shops every Monday. There was nothing like that. Whatever arrangements within them in their market, out of respect and as a sign of a protest for the unjust treatment that they have meted at Nnamdi Kanu, as the political class who have used this Nnamdi Kanu's issue as a political leverage over time, including Soludo, right? There is no record that people in that market are protesting or complaining. But as an African man in that sense, his own solution is to cut off the head completely for the symptom of headache. He didn't have to go there and have a conversation with the union or talk to the traders and understand from what point of view they are indeed choosing to ignore what is their regular daily business, right? Out of whatever choosing. He didn't try to find out. So Onitsha Market and Anambra state government will lose money on Mondays. So the right solution then is to shut it for 1 week. So let's lose money for the next 1 week. Right? Instead of like, guys, what happened? We talk this from the point of economic side and even from your own side. In a way, nothing like that. Nobody they complain, oh, but Soludo needed to prove something to some people somewhere that we have no idea of. And suddenly, by the way, the governors now control the military and the police. Remember, when it comes to security, they will tell you that the Nigerian governors, they don't control the police. They don't control the army. So you cannot expect them to provide security for you in that sense. They need state police before they can provide proper security for us, right? But when it comes to something like this, Soludo could easily commandeer soldiers, policemen, and their trucks and station them at the market. Start monitoring anybody who try to open the market in the next 1 week. I don't know how much billions the economy of Anambra State lost lost from that Onitsha Market Sit-at-ome issue, right? But with this effort now, there are people who believe that this is like cutting your nose to spite your, what's it they call that? Cut your nose to spite your face or something, right? Because whatever you felt you lost in a day, and you are willing to lose for the next 1 week, and even committed resources to ensure that you actually lose for the next 1 week. Economic professor. So this morning, the traders returned, of course, to the soldiers, hitting at them at some point. And guess what they started singing? Nnamdi Kanu. Oli, Oli, Oli. Something that was never really occurring in the market until Soludo started with his Gestapo style. Soldier, what's the call him? Commander, Major, this morning.
This whole main market and all.
If you are able to talk about it, then she has Ibrahimoto, no more. If on the market as Lafia. If you are bank, I want to allow good boys a bank chap to Porogono. When can I send a bank cover to Porogono?
Open your cigar, come out.
Olejiri.
When do you have?
Mande.
Why hear your dress? Why hear your dress?
I'm actually the Marsago. I'm actually the Marsago.
Okay, that you know.
They don't allow anybody at all. They can pick anybody.
Soludo of Anambra. Everybody is stranded in Aya. I know get a Bible so security agents that are surrounding matters. Everywhere the very rowdy. What on the IPOB by the people on the outside. If I try by any not trying mad everywhere. Look at people, everybody is stranded. Traders, everybody in the market is stranded. Onitsha is very rowdy this morning. So, this situation of Onitsha this morning. Soludo show another means that get resolve all this issue instead of this way. To consider the safety of the people first. Because of that, I only have business here. Man, I want to get this to life for the sake of. So let's use another approach.
Life at JUAC road. Ndaya na protest in Onitsha. Aku check out the population at Karigo. Obi adeka esemwa. Obi adi esemwa. Abatikome market guys Atikome road. Where ba na eje? JUAC. How people protest, yeah.
Happening life in JUAC alone. The syndicate. Fully support. Sit-at-ome, we know they close down. When you think you are the wrong. And what about in a job Monday? We are going nowhere. We are not going anywhere. And what about in a job Monday? Sit-at-ome continues in Anambra State. Our secret, guys!
That is why they will never conduct a referendum on Nigeria issue ever. Because apart from the politicians who believe that they have managed to spread their fear, and by that, they have broken the people enough that they do not really have that fighting spirit anymore. So they could speak on their behalf. They could speak for us. Tell us what we want, not by actually asking us. The reason why the owners of Nigeria will never conduct a referendum or even allow it to be part of your constitution is because if people were asked if they wanted to be part of Nigeria or they want to be out of Nigeria, there is a chance that more than 80% of the indigenous people spread across Nigeria, right, would want something different from what is currently being, practiced. We tell you, Nnamdi Kanu is, IPOB is this or that. With all that propaganda, people knows those who are after their lives because they live there, they live this reality every day, that they have decided to just probably, keep quiet since they have realized that those who are supposed to protect their interest are now those who are after their lives, allowing those who wanted them to go extinct to come in and perpetuate all these killings or what have you. They know. But when they get pushed, like what you're currently witnessing, they will tell you how they feel. And they will always tell you too, right? That no matter what you put out there about Nnamdi Kanu, okay, he is completely different person to them than it will ever be to you that is being fed with a lot of propaganda. And for a reason too, Because there was a time that somebody like Soludo was speaking on behalf of the Eastern Nigeria until he became part of the system fully himself.
We are one of the countries under the red alert list. And so it hasn't worked. The concoction hasn't worked. The 36 state structure that we have today, Ofodile argues very forcefully that this current 36 structure is contrary to the instruments of surrender of Biafra. That there are 3 conditions that they agreed on the instruments of surrender. One of which was that the Biafrans said, we accept the current structure, which then was a 12-state structure. And that B or C of it was that any future change must bring all Nigerians on the table to agree. And that these were the things they signed at the instrument of surrender, but that the military unilaterally subsequently changed the structure without then the participation of the other side. And he argues that this is against the instrument of the surrender, and that no wonder the Southeast has been marginalized out of it, 5 states out of the others having 6 and 7, as the case may be. Now there is the issue of unitary fiscal federalism instead of the 1963 Republican Constitution on fiscal federalism. There is the expansive exclusive list and having overpowerful Abuja. The development process is a trickle down from Abuja to the rest instead of a bottom-up economic and development arrangement. The census and revenue allocation that disadvantages the Southeast, we are one of.
That was the time when, it was still that intellectual, the characters that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called the intellectuals. They speak impeccable English. They dress so smart. They have very, very rich, enviable CVs. They are so educated. But the moment they taste from that water of Nigeria, they are willing and ready to do every other dirty job. They will do the talking as well, including talking down on their own people, just to keep their own place at the table, right? So Soludo is not surprising. Another clown is Devulumai, who also used the systemic killings of Igbos suspected to be the IPOB supporters or members, just for him to get a place in APC. And since then, he's been moving mad. Devulumai, he was with some community, right? He was with a community in Ebonyi just this past weekend, as it was recorded, right? And Devulumai was blaming this community that they didn't tell him that they needed good road. He struggled to get to their community because his son is now running to be a local government chairman in Ebonyi State. Then he blamed them that for 8 years, why didn't they tell him that they had bad road? Right? Then his son, then he went on, well, I think I'm going to make them in bits by bits, okay? Devulumai.
I was very displeased coming through this road. And I have all the leaders of Shiri to be blamed. Because while I was in the office, people should have fought for this road to be done. That's so. Why you getting me? So you'll be fighting yourselves, personal interests and everything. But I must commend Obuju in particular, because at least he was instrumental working with me for the exam, through Oshiri to Onitsha to be done. And I thank Governor Wike very highly. He has, taken a section of this road from Oshiri roundabout down to Zoo. It is ongoing right now as we talk. I told him that this one is coming to where, he said, okay, let him finish the one. I said, no, I want this one. So he has promised me personally that he's going to start this one in January. Before I conclude this laying ceremony, let me advise all communities. All these things are in Azogari, House of Assembly, Luturani, Chairman, Luturani, these things are all rubbish. Put your votes together to support a governor and a president. It should be collective interest. No House of Assembly or Senate or Rep or Chairman has the capacity to do anything for you. It's only the governor and the president that has capacity to do something for you. So put your votes together. Don't allow any non-entity to jump out. He's in a laboring, party. He's in a, turn-up umbrella party. To deceive you again. Ask all of us, what have we done for our people? So it's no longer about personal interest. It should be collective interest. When people ask me, do things for me, so I just do things by the grace of God. But somebody is that we will exclude that community completely. Then no your bununa support to Ojemedelu uniform. And it's shown that Alim Piriaka Wofla. No one else would have done it better than him. Is that okay? Yes. If you didn't get, support him so that all of us will get. Not be so? Then you see the president. Let nobody come to deceive you. When the time people man to be president, are they here? Okay. Spirit of God, that I lay this foundation stone, and whatever is born of God will come the world. Yes. And Lord, I do this with all.
And his son, who is running to be a local government chairman under the APC, that's their party in Ebonyi now, okay? So for the first time in public, the guy actually spoke. His son
I want to assure the people of Abuja that we have big plans and we will not disappoint this support. Our first year is going to be dedicated to youth empowerment and infrastructural development. Agricultural development as well. We target rural roads, including but not limited to roads that are leading to the market spaces, to the farmlands. We will develop cottage agricultural centers. We will implement mechanized farming, and we will work with professionals to ensure that the agricultural section of the local government is properly equipped and developed. Implement and initiate the use of concrete roads to ensure that we have durable roads that will last more than 50 years and above to provide our people with good access, and it will increase the economic development of our society. In conclusion, we work with security personnel to ensure that Ohoza is extremely safe. By the special grace of God, by the time our government is done, Ohoza will be regarded as one of the safest local governments. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Governor. I want to assure.
Won't even let him speak. Omoloma, we don't go cram his speech. Promise to do this, promise to, to improve. You don't have to say all of that. Your papa na minister. You've been the next chairman, so you don't need to. They won't even let him talk. And when they gave the microphone to his father, guess what? He was there to remind everybody that he is very stronger now. According to Devil Umahi, he's got a lot of money now. God has blessed the Umahis. That he is now 10 times stronger than he was. Than he was when he was governor, rather. Still speaking to the same crowd.
Embrace me as one of your own. Don't listen to noisemakers. My capacity is like 10 times when I was governor. I'm very, very dangerous now. Let nobody follow me. Because it's very dangerous.
High tension!
You hear me, so?
That's so!
You hear me, so?
That's so!
We have the capacity to do good things for the Chigweze. Come together. Tell your sons and daughters, very illustrious and industrious, to come together. Let them approach me. Whatever is their need, they will have it done.
Okay, man.
This Umari's family now, God has blessed them beyond words and are capable of funding anything. Not be so?
That's so.
They are doing very well. If you ask them to contribute, they will contribute and they will over-contribute. Not be so? So I'm thanking you. I'm thanking the youth. Youth!
Action!
Youth!
Action!
You guys are wonderful.
Is more dangerous now than he was when he was governor. got capacity, they've got money. Whatever you want, come and talk to us. We'll do it for you. God has blessed the Umahi family now. They will over-contribute as well. Money. Someone said that it's Abuja money. Well, it's Nigeria money. This is why somebody like him, I mean, it's actually so crazy, Sha. You know, so somebody like himself is like someone who never possibly believed that he could get to the, you know, to the position he is in life, that he could actually get away with a lot in that sense. So they have all reached the zenith of their sort of their impunity, so to say. So power drunk, system abused, judiciary compromised, everything compromised. So it's, you know, it's a free for all. And it's very sad, you know. It is. But now let's leave Ebony, okay, and stop by a notion where the governor is calling on the Minister of Marine Security, or what do you call that? The Oletola, the former governor of Osun. So the Ajugba figure of Osun, which is the Jackson, is calling on everybody to please plead with this guy to let Tinubu release the Osun State Local Government Fund. You know that Kolu has been withholding the local government fund for Osun State for like almost a year now. Well, I'll tell you the backstory, okay? So when Oletola lost election to this current one, the dancing governor now, okay? So he conducted local government elections where all the APC members were declared winners. So when this one came in, right, he went to court, and the courts ruled in his favor that they should dissolve the local government. So he did. Those ones now went back to court, right? And they got to the Supreme Court. Until the Supreme Court said that no, they shouldn't have been dislodged or something like that, that they were duly elected. And this one was about to conduct his own local government election to fill the space, you know, with his own people. So the whole thing got disrupted. Tinubu now decided to withhold the local government fund for Osun State. They have not been paid local government fund for like at least 8 months now. So here is the dancing governor raising alarm.
Pursuant to substitute court orders, the Osun State High Court directed the Osun State Independent Electoral Commission to conduct fresh local government elections. In compliance, after giving the required 360 days notice, lawful local government elections were held on the 22nd February 2025. A duly elected chairman and councillor was sworn in on the 23rd February 2025. Their officials constitute. These officials constitute the only lawful local government leadership in Osun State today. Illegal tenure elongation. It is settled matter of law that the tenure of elected officials in Nigeria cannot be extended for a single day after the expiration of their tenure. The Supreme Court, in the case of former Governor Ladoja of Oyo State, ruled that the governor's tenure cannot be extended after finding indeed in his favor that he was removed from office illegally for about 11 months and reinstated him in office. In several bills that have become public documents in our courts, including the Supreme Court, their lawyers and the Attorney General of the Federation admitted that these ABC chairman and councillors have no claim to office beyond October 22nd, 2025, to further confirm that their so-called tenure has expired. The APC chairman and councillors approached the Federal High Court seeking for extension of their expired tenure. That case has been heard, but the very act of seeking extension amounts to a clear admission, both in law and in fact, that whatsoever so-called tenure they claim they had expired. Assuming, without considering, that the APC chairman and councillor had any tenure, the tenure expired on October 22, 2025. Despite this incontrovertible legal facts, they have continued to occupy the local government secretariat by brute force with police protection, allegedly acting on the instruction of former Governor Uyitola a few days ago, believing that.
It's a long speech. I just wanted to wait till the time he mentioned Uyitola. So it's been by himself, because the local government area is controlled by the APC guys. And in that sense, at a point, they even asked this APC local government chairman to send their bank accounts, like personal bank accounts, to send it to Abuja to collect the local government allocations. I don't know if they did it eventually or if they are still doing it. But according to the Jackson, Osun State is being owed. Osun State local governments have been owed the sum of 131 billion naira in allocation. And that in itself is kind of like unconstitutional. But how many of you observed that Ebonuru, like, he lived in America now? Why is he reading like that? Like, why is he reading like that? Somebody who is like the Okwebulu of Osun State. Or is it just me? Anyway, we'll leave that. Okay. Let us go to Turkey, where Kanu is on a state visit for bilateral talks, which also, according to them, includes the improvement on the security equipment or security whatever exchanges between Nigeria and Turkey. So, but that is not really the highlight until something happened this afternoon. And what was that? Kanu left Nigeria yesterday. He arrived in Ankara, where he is to hold that bilateral talk with Erdogan, two old men, quite old as we speak, in this part of the world, by the way. All right, so it's more or less like a winter kind of. So Kanu dressed to the occasion. There's something happened. He stumbled, he tripped. We do not have the clarity of that, but anyone can trip, by the way. So that one is not even like mocking. But what really got a lot of people is that when it comes to this leadership of the thing, right, Kanu is an old man, okay, and he is being taken advantage of. As long as his own greed is sort of like being fed as well, okay. But we'll start the journey from when he left Nigeria and arrived in Turkey, and then what happened after. That's, like I said, is not the only thing that happened, okay? Kanu actually spoke at the bilateral talk as well. So I wanted to, so let's start from Nigeria. The trip and the arrival, as well as the match.
Open it, please. Sadiq. Go. You get it, bro. You get it. And let's go there, welcome. Let's go.
No, it's not another trip. It's a strategic trip. First of all, it's an invitation by this government because, of course, you know, the president of Nigeria was a leader of ECOWAS. He's a person of influence in Africa. Nigeria also has a strong force in Africa, and with the exceptional breakthrough that we're having in all fields in Nigeria, in the economy, area of security, politics and all that. So the president showed up today for the state visit, and we are looking to the program probably starting from tomorrow when we look at those areas of possibilities that the two parties are going to explore, in the area of defense, security, in the area of economy. In fact, we have the ministers of the various fields that we intend to have bilateral talks on. They are also on this trip and ready to go.
Just recently, the president recorded a success, a huge one, with United Arab Emirates, and now coming to Turkey, another Middle East country. What about Nigeria and Middle East?
Yeah, so except what you're talking about, the progress we are making so far, right? The president is a very influential leader that world leaders know. Of course, you must be aware of the relationship between Nigeria and the U.S. following the little problem we had before. That's because of the personality and the leadership that the president brings on board. So most of these leaders, especially we just, like you said, we finished with the United Arab Emirates and now with the government and the people of Turkey. Of course, you know, historically, they are good in the area of security. They also have the capacity to produce weapons that are key and critical to what we need. We also have areas where we've been of help to them. If you look at Turkey-Nigeria relationship over the years, you see investment by the Turkish people, Turkish government in Nigeria. You see also the value Nigerian people and the Nigerian government has over the years brought to the Republic of Turkey. And so this is
the Republic of Turkey. So just like every other trip, they packed themselves. A lot of them traveled with Kolu. But Kolu spent a lot of time in France to recuperate, and people believe that it's also to recharge medically, you know, because it's been a while that he actually traveled outside Nigeria. Then what could be really wrong is an old man. I wanted to understand that. And what happened next when they arrived at the venue where they want to have the bilateral talk? Okay. The Turkey's president, Erdogan, who welcomed Kolu, held him, and they were just after like a walk through like the path where they had all these people that sandwiches them anyway. So I don't know what happened there. So the guy raped. And when the pictures popped up, it was quite really bad. But he didn't hurt himself, from what I gathered, okay? He continued with the event because he eventually went on to, let me see if I can take this off your screen. So, right. So it was pictured that Kolu fell and it was easily like grabbed in, in that same breath. Okay. But here is the clip. And like I said, he went on. He didn't suffer any form of injury reported. Okay. So he moved on to actually observe the parade that they had for him. Kolu.
Sayın Başkanım alıyoruz efendim. Tamam Sayın Başkanım. Teşekkürler efendim.
Ticaret, savunma sanayi, enerji ve eğitim başta olmak üzere çok sayıda çok fazla alanda işbirliğinde denilmiş. Hedeflenen başlıklar Türkiye'de merkez ilişkiler gözden geçirecek. Gelecek diplomatik ve ekonomik bağların analizine yine yapılmış. Bölgesel ve uluslararası gelişmeler hakkında kapsamlı bir görüş alışverişinde yapılmasını bizler bekliyoruz. Türkiye yeti oldukça kalabalık, ikinci ay meclisin olduğu gibi Türkiye'de Dışişleri Bakanı Hakan Fidan, Aile ve Sosyal Hizmetler Bakanı Mahmut Özgür Gökler, Enerji ve Hizmetler Bakanı Alparslan Bayraktar, Milli Savunma Bakanı Eşitlikler, İşleri Bakanı Aşilal Yıkayan, Milli Bakanı Tekin ve yine Sanayi ve Teknoloji Bakanı Mehmet Fatih, Ticaret Bakanı Polat, ve Emniyet Başkanı İbrahim Kalın'ın Samba Sanayi Başkanı Halil Kalın'ın Başkanı İsmail Kırık'tan ve Başkanı Başkanı artık Çağatay Kılıç'tan bulunacak meclis kapsamında tamamlanıyor. Türkiye'de güzellik taraflarında başka meclislerden meclisler ve görüşmeler gerçekleştirmiş olacaklar. Evet, iki ülkede milli marşları okundu ve şimdi resmi töreni iki Cumhurbaşkanı görüşmeye başlayacaklar. Önce askerlerden oluşan genel kurulda selamlanacak ilk Cumhurbaşkanı tarafından. Masada savunma sanayi ve yatırım en önemli başlık olacak görüşmelerde. Türkiye, Nijerya'nın terörle mücadelesine önemli bir destek veriyor. İki ülke arasında askeri güvenlik ve savunma işler ve savunma sanayi alanında ilişkileri güçlendirmek amacıyla üst düzey görüşmelere başlamıştı. Dışişleri Bakanı Hakan Fidan, Nijerya'nın ülkesiyle bir araya gelmiş. Bu gelişmelerde yine ele alınan konulardan liderlerin masasında olacak ve değerlendirmeye başlıklar arasında. Ekonomi de oldukça önemli bir başlığı oluşturuyor aslında yapılacak görüşmelerde. Türkiye'nin artık taşılarının önemli ortaklardan biri olan Nijerya'yla bir ticaret hacmi 2025 yılı itibariyle 2 milyar doları aşmış durumda. İki ülke kazanan temelinde ticaret hacmini orta vadede 5 milyar dolara yükseltmeyi amaçlıyor. İş dünyası yuvarlak masada buluşmak ve ticaret
Kolu is an old man, so you have to give that to him. And sometimes when people say that he should be spending time with Sheyi's grandchildren, or Sheyi's children rather, his own grandchildren, rather than subject himself to this, to be a president of a country is actually a job, and it takes a lot from you. except if you're a Nigeria president, because you don't really have to do anything. And the disadvantage of having an old person, senile and sick old man, as your president or as your leader, is that you see all those who are around him, who will be running things, those ones, okay, they will be looting the country, and there is nobody to check them. Doesn't have all of that. Whatever they have to show him is what they show him. That's it. And that is one disadvantage of older, sickly, kind of like people being your leaders. But here is Kalu, by the way. After that, all of that stress, okay? So Kalu eventually arrived where he would speak to the supposed investors, Turkish reps.
Thank you very much. My dear brother, President Erdogan of Turkey, I want to say on behalf of Nigeria, the Federal Republic, thank you and the people of Turkey, the government, the reception, the openness, the warmness that you've accorded myself and the delegation since we got here. And thank you for a listening ear, willing to collaborate, willing to help, willing to work together to promote freedom, stability, and prosperity, shared prosperity across the world. What is very important to the two countries being discussed? Trade, business, avoidance of taxation, no restrictions, lowering a given opportunity to those who are ready to learn, work, and prosper. How do we build an inclusive economy together? That's what we discuss. How do we reform and get everybody, vulnerable people in particular, involved in our economies? How do we develop this country, give peace and stability to the world, and particularly the necessary peace and stability of the continent of Africa? Nigeria is the heart of that country and is surrounded by instabilities, challenges. We've discussed that. We've discussed effort at terrorism, discussed how we could defeat elements of destabilization, banditry, and horror. We will work together to achieve that. I thank you, my brother. Sincerely, your commitment to democracy, freedom, and development of a very, very needy people, the vulnerable around the world, is commendable. Your effort in Somalia is noted, well noted. And I count on you. Take it to the bank. You can bet on me that I will be there with you for democracy, freedom, and prosperity. Thank you. Thank you.
So for those of us who want to know why Kolu is in Turkey, as they pronounce it now, Turkey. So it is to help fight terrorism, improve security and stability, and everything you heard, because it is so hard to quote Kolu, whenever he is not reading from the teleprompter or he's not reading from the speech in a way, right? When he's speaking from his own mind, he will just regurgitate just the same talking points. So, So let's leave that. Because I actually had this, that song, Papa we know well, Eshate Miloko. I brought that in. But some are saying that Kolu is actually preparing for 2027 than many of us can even imagine. And part of the script in this sense is probably the same script played in 2022. That Kolu is showing all these things because he knows everybody will talk about it. You are going to begin to say, well, maybe he's actually very sick. Maybe he's going to, so the northern Nigeria will just have to, especially those ones who are currently feeling like they are going to leave him, or if he changes shitty man. So they can be made to say, come on, maybe we should just give him a little more time. It doesn't matter. So Kolu, when it comes to this politics and what have you, right? It is in that sense, put it that way. But here, let's go to Kanu. Because last time I told you about their governor resigning from his own party and planning to go to APC, right? He's finally done it, right? Including some members of the Kano State House of Assembly who are also supposed to be the ANPP. He's been poached. And he met with Gandola, who went to go and welcome him, by the way, in grand style. So it all started from the State House of Assembly.
Sunana Zakariya Abdullahi Nuhu, ɗan majalisa mai wakiltar ƙaramar hukumar Gabasawa. Kamar yadda mai girma shugaban majalisa ya karanto takarda ta come from ANPP, as he said it, agreed to join APC from now. Honorable Musa Tahir. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, Mr. Clerk, SA to the Governor on Assembly matters, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. My name is Musa Aruna Tahir Hungu, member representing the good people of Alabsu local government. I'm here to confirm my resignation from NPP to APC. May God help me, God. Allah. Honorable Hafiz Gambo. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Mai girma shugaban majalisa, masu girma yan uwana yan majalisa, kilak da abokan aikin sa, mai ba gwamna shawara kan harkokin majalisa. Sunana Hafiz Gambo, dan majalisa mai wakiltar karamar hukumar Bunkure.
girma kamar yadda shugaban majalisa ya karanto sunayenmu, nake sanarwa da duniya cewar daga yau na ajiye katina na jam'iyyar NNPP na koma jam'iyyar APC.
Honorable Shaibu Rabiu da Akin Kudu.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. All members, class, and supporting staff. My name is Shaibu Rabiu, representing JUAC constituency. Mr. Speaker, I stand to affirm or to confirm you are saying that I, Shaibu Rabiu, member representing JUAC Kudu, I resign my membership from NNPP to APC or Progressive People Party with immediate effect from today. Thank you.
Anyway, I'm just trying to save us time, okay? So all Progressive People's Party, it is yet to even know the full meaning of APC. Well, it probably will later, yeah? Then the evening before, which was like the Sunday evening, so they started changing, removing all their flags to get ready for the day after, which was yesterday.
Masu bibiyar wannan kafa ta Kano Live 24, kamar da kuke gani nan fadar gwamnatin jihar Kano kenan a shirye-shirye da ake yi na bikin sauya sheka na mai girma gwamna Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, inda ake daura tutar jam'iyyar APC kenan kamar yadda sanarwa ta gabata a dazu cewa a gobe ne idan Allah ya kai mu gwamna Abba Kabir Yusuf zai sauya sheka daga jam'iyyar NNPP zuwa kuma jam'iyyar APC kamar yadda kuke gani tuni dai gashi nan ana ta kokarin daura tuta. Kano Live 24 kenan mai hada shirye-shiryenta a kafafen sada zumunta na zamani, kuma ni dai sunana Khalid Yusuf Idris, wanda a wannan guri nake kawo muku yadda take wakana a fadar gidan gwamnatin Kano. Shirye-shirye na sauya sheka kai tsaye yadda take wakana a wannan haraba ta kofar gidan gwamnatin Kano.
So that is the end of, well, not yet, the governor. So himself officially, right, they declared for APC, Ebekebe, yesterday, where Gandola, the Babanriga mobile banking CEO, was a special guest of honor because he was the one to welcome him to APC. Ebekebe. Yesterday, inside the government house in Kano.
Especially for the team in Youth of Kano State. By the industries we will revive, by the peace we will secure, and the opportunities we will open for our youth. My loyalty is unwavering. It belongs first to Kano State and its people. Kano first, Kano first, Kano first than any other. In the spirit of stability, inclusion, and long-term thinking, I wish to announce another important step that we are taking today. I am approving the establishment of the Kano Elders Council. Kano Elders Council is going to be a non-partisan advisory body of respected statesmen, elders,
Honorable Ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who are here with us, the Executive Council of Kano State, and all party principals of ABC, and all political appointees of the executive governor of Kano State. Ladies and gentlemen, please be rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. First of all, I would like to convey the greetings, the well wishes of His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to the people of Kano State, and in particular to the Governor of Kano State for this very important occasion. First of all, we are very grateful. We leaders of the APC, this is a memorable occasion. This is a historic occasion. This is a one occasion that we are always proud of. The Executive Governor of Kano State, I would like to
people were supposed to praise. So they are the elders, right? A month ago, by the way, this Abba guy and Gandola, they were at loggerheads because Gandola said he was going to set up his own forest guard, like under which authority, and he started recruiting people, his own supporters, to become the forest guard for Kano State, the state police regime. Yeah. Then again, it was going to also set up the state police, like under which authority? So the state governor, which is this Abba guy, quickly set up their own, launched it, and they were at the opposing camps just a month ago. Now they are together in this their treasury, So yeah, APC is now Kano. Sorry, Kano is now APC. And as at the last count, Tinubu has now, Tinubu now have 30 to 31 state governors on his side. And according to them, the 2027 elections for APC is like almost 90% victory assured. Do you understand? Like, it may change tomorrow, but today, if the election is held, forget about your hardship. Forget about that, out of school children, or forget about this terrorism. You don't have to worry about that. If election is held today, Tinubu will have 90% of the votes. They were unjust too, because the Plateau State governor has also joined them. Meanwhile, the Taraba State governor, who has also joined them, they are going to do the celebration soon. This was said the APC chairman in Jos this afternoon.
Your Excellency, today we are stronger, today we are better, today we are more united. We are going to pilot Plateau State. We will give direction to people of Plateau State. We ensure that the motto of our party, which is justice, will promote it on the plateau. Social justice, equity in everything we distribute. Every person on the plateau will have the justice that they required across the state. No religious difference, no tribal difference, no sentiments. We're going to move Plateau State in one direction. That's the motto of our party. Also, we know our second part of our motto is peace. Our coming together. Our coming together. The movement of myself, our followers, and everybody that follows you and follows me, and all the other structures of APC and PDP on the plateau will bring the needed peace on the plateau. We'll work together, we'll work with our people, we'll strategize and ensure that peace permeates across the entire state. That's what we all stand for, and that's what we're going to also move along with you, not just in words, but in action. We ensure that our votes are felt, our actions are felt across all the 70 states of Plateau State. The third word on our motto is unity. Today we have a united Plateau, not just united in football, the United Football Club, but united people, united citizens, united people, united in politics, united in religion, united in everything we do. Socially today we are also binded together. That brotherhood that made us one, that brotherhood that makes Plateau tick, that unity, that home and peace and prosperity of Plateau today is the marking step. The step starts now. The time for unity, the time for peace, the time for justice is now. And so we are going to move Plateau State forward. Today I count you as my newest bride, and we've married you from PDP. We've moved you to APC. We are going to hand over today to you our broom. Our broom will give you the strength to sweep all your supporters across the 70 states into APC. That broom will sweep the entire Plateau from all parts of Plateau. You're going to sweep everything that we require into the party. The broom will sweep disunity. The broom will sweep any part of corruption. The peace, the broom will sweep disunity. The broom will ensure that we become one. Separate entity, but binded in unity. And that's what we'll see from today going forward. And for other people who are here, today you are our 26th governor. 26. We're yet to receive the remaining 3. Added to the 3 today, I can proudly say that APC has 29 registered members of APC as governors. 29 governors of APC. And we will be expecting more. We are not tired of getting everybody. Our intention, our motive, our objective is to ensure that everybody in Nigeria becomes a member of APC. Because we are providing the base of governance. Mr. President is providing the base of governance. Every governor knows that before now, the amount of revenue that comes to the state that's providing development without collecting loan is because of the good governance being provided at national. 2023, over 30 states were owing salaries. Today, all these are history. The economy is reviving. Infrastructure are building every day. State governments are investing in infrastructure. Social investment is promoting everywhere across the states. And that's what we want across the country. So we want all the governors, all the senators, all the citizens of Nigeria to come and partner with His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to move Nigeria forward.
Ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún sí lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí. Ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún sí lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
There's something about Nigeria politicians, especially these APC people. It is the audacity. The middle belt part of Nigeria, what they have suffered in the last 10 years, in the hands of the APC, you should never see anything APC in that part of Nigeria to even start with, but they have the audacity to tell people we are, we're bringing you peace, we are bringing development. Like they are telling people that their reality is actually not reality. It is what they are telling them that is reality. In that sense, that audacity, nobody's going to touch them, you know. So what are you going to do about it? Nothing. Crazy, yeah? also, this is still a political party. This is still political parties issue, okay? So the opposition, ADC, you know, people have their suspicion about this ADC thinking, right? For those who believe that if you read the body language of most of those who are in that ADC coalition, you might actually suspect that their body language tilts towards the candidacy of Atiku. A sentiment that a lot of people actually hold, and some are saying, well, you may be wrong. However, the APC, the Tinubu's people, they have been very, very particular about what is going to become of the ADC once the real game is played. Talking about the Atiku, Amechi, Peter Obi, so like the Obidients also in the shovel. So what is going to be the outcome if this person gets it, if that person doesn't get it, or if this one gets it, what's going to happen? And that projection seems to also be very much like prevalent inside their ADC itself. According to Bolaji Abdullahi, who happened to be their spokesperson, the ADC spokesperson, he's been all over the place. Well, they are concerned that if the coalition is ever going to work out, will be based on how, according to Bolaji Abdullahi, how Peter Obi talks to his followers. Because his followers are saying, no Peter Obi, no interest in any of this coalition. No Peter Obi, no coalition. Peter Obi or nothing. Yeah, Peter Obi or nothing. That is one slogan that has been pushed for the past few months, okay? So, according to Bolaji Abdullahi, this position threatens the unity that the opposition needs in this their coalition. And it is also very much going to be to the disadvantage of Peter Obi if he failed to talk to his supporters to stop saying Peter Obi or nothing, Peter Obi or nothing. And this has sort of like, it didn't help, okay? It has now escalated to something more. This was Bolaji Abdullahi appearing on this X space, discussing the coalition and the Obidients.
Ticket. And he will have done a great disservice to people who believe that he can provide that kind of leadership. And that is the concern that many of us have. And I told him, I said, look, you are not helping us by this iffy, maybe, iffy. People are looking at you and saying, is this guy really with us? Does he really believe in this thing that we are doing? Or is it just about himself? You know, and when he was reported to say, oh, the coalition is unstable, and others say, okay, come on. How can you be saying this? We know the challenge that we are facing. Many of us, I'm sure as I speak to you, Anambra does not have an office, ADC. I don't think ADC has an office in Anambra. We have an election coming up in February in FCT. I don't know if Mr. Peter Obi had shown interest to say, how can we win this election in FCT? So these are some of the coalition, some of the concern that we have. I'm telling you today, within this party, if Mr. Peter Obi shows the kind of commitment to that, especially the younger element, many of us will naturally gravitate towards him because he speaks the language. Those of us who are members here who may be aligned to one aspirant or another, the language of is either this person or nothing. It's a language that supports Asiwaju, that supports APC. Because when you say is this person or nothing, not a single one of the aspirants, whether it's Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, whether it's Peter Obi, whether it's Rotimi Amechi, whether it's whoever else, can by themselves win the election. It is not possible. It is not possible. So, but when we begin to speak language of it's either this person or nothing, we are alienating people that should work together to deliver victory. Getting a ticket means nothing. It's winning the election that matters. So when you have alienated and featured the platform before the election and created axis of grievances that's almost irreconcilable, because every single one of the potential aspirants are eminently qualified and capable to lead the country. But when we continue to say it's either this person or nothing, we are saying that the other people are not good enough. And when they are human beings as well. Forget that they are politicians and they are lawyers and they are leaders and all. They are human beings. So when I feel that the reason I didn't get it is because the supporters of one of my colleagues pushed for it in a way that denigrates me, then it makes reconciliation difficult. It makes healing difficult. Then it makes it difficult for us to work together. So if we really want this, we have to campaign against such language of exceptionalism. It doesn't help anybody. So the timing is an issue, but it's like I've repeated this: we want to win this election because we know what is at stake. So, and that's what we must continue to do. And people, and I'll be very frank, because I expect you to be frank with me. I'll be frank with you that anybody that is saying is Peter Obi or nothing is not helping Peter Obi, because what you are doing is you are alienating people from him. You may think that, okay, that's your way of intimidating people to say that's what they will do. No, you can't intimidate anybody.
Mm-hmm. That is the spokesperson for the ADC. But brethren, let me help you here, so that when you come across content like this, conversations like that, you'll be able to have a background, sort of like perspectives, the inner eyes, to see things and understand things better. The idea that Peter Obi want to run for president in Nigeria without the blessings of the owners of Nigeria, the establishment in that sense. And he didn't just say he wants to run for president, or he didn't just run for president. He ran almost independently. If Nigeria was running an independent candidacy, right, Peter Obi could just buy the presidential form and contest. And he will still garner millions, So that alone, what do you call it? It actually upsets these guys, that the narratives that Peter Obi should be presented everywhere, and everyone that is by any means supporting him, Peter Obi should be presented as Igbo candidate. And it should be seen as that. So it's not just APC that are pushing that to Atiku and others. If you know what it's just that the searchlight is not so much on them. That's the majority of you are only paying more attention to what these APC unions are doing, right? If you know what kind of campaigns that the PDP did for Atiku against Obi's candidacy in northern part of Nigeria, it was horrible. They were actually talking about the genocidal war, the Biafran war. They were telling their people there that if somebody like Peter Obi become president of Nigeria, it's going to break up Nigeria. And I'm saying this to you, not because some of you are soft-minded. We just be but people say that, there are places where they actually mean this, and they take it serious. So you see these guys who are now coming together in ADC, they are the same guys, okay, who pushed that Atiku or nobody. So what they are doing right now is to reignite that same feeling, to say the way all of you are doing. And that's why you see most of them, they will present to you that the Obidients are Igbos. There's no way you are going to actually show them the data that shows that there are, if you see one Obidient in Igbo land, okay, there is like 3 others in other places who are Obidients too. Like it's like ×3. But they didn't see that. They had to present it that way. Enough that to get to a stage, they will say, the way you are pushing it is always the way the Igbos are want to do. They always want to dominate. They always want to. And it's always gradual like that if you are paying attention. So these same characters of 2022, 2023 are the same characters in 2026, forming coalition with Obi. You getting that? So if the spokesperson of the party says they are concerned about Obi and the supporters, and then go as far as saying there is no ADC secretariat in Anambra or this or that, it is to tell you how personal it is to them than what some of you can possibly see. Okay? Because, I mean, I don't know how to put it better. But the thing is that their coalition is just the coalition of confusionists, in my own opinion. And the only thing that will make it work, and listen to this, if for any reason Peter Obi should become the candidate of ADC, I promise you, half of those, if not like more than 80% of those who are hanging for Atiku, they're going to switch on and go and do the Tinubu straight. Because they will begin to work towards 2031, where a northerner can then be president then. You get what I mean? So the fact that the Obidients are saying Obi or nothing, they are saying the same thing. They are just not saying it loud. They want you to keep it to yourself. Because that's what they will do. They are not telling you that it is Atiku or nothing. Because if Obi or nothing is not triggering for them, it's not like triggering them, right? It shouldn't make the spokesperson of a coalition party where they are trying to manage everybody, go as far as speaking so personal about things, about this particular person, because that's what they are too. It is Atiku or nothing, but they are not just screaming it. So if you are screaming Obi or nothing, you are triggering them, you are actually upsetting them. And if by any means, like he said, Obi becomes the candidate, how are you going to convince them to support him and work for him in the coalition that they also want you, the Obidients, to work for Atiku if he becomes? It's crazy, yeah? That is their politics in that place. Mind you, we have now found Mr. Emeka, the screwdriver trader in Onitsha. The one they said, the one that the New York Times published as the source of the intel that Donald Trump used in striking the ISWAP terrorists in Sokoto, a ridiculous take. Now here is what Mr. Emeka, the screwdriver trader, as he said. Here's what you have to say about that.
Well, we were on our own when New York Times contacted us. That lady in question happened to have come to us some time ago after the NSAS killings, during which she interviewed us on a number of issues that we investigated, including the Ezu River body floating of January 2013, and of course the Obibo Army massacre and the abductions of October 21 to November 2020, and other related issues. So banking on that kind of relationship. So the woman returned. Motive is one of the most difficult things to be detected in a situation of interpersonal relationship. So she returned, and we resisted her return because of the timing and other circumstances. But she went and introduced to us one of our longtime friends by name Chudi Chideleke, who writes for This Day newspaper. She brought him, and was able to convince us that this woman meant well. In fact, it was at that particular point in time that I even insisted on having her picture, because what I found on her profile was a flower. So I decided, I insisted on having her picture, and it was she who helped us to, by rolling out her pedigree as a West African bureau chief of New York Times and others. Although we, at the 11th hour, got information, got intel information that New York Times, he saw her controversial in their reporting. But we said supposedly every media organization, whether local or international, somehow exists for protection of humanity. I'm not aware of any media organization that exists for destruction of humanity. Well, let me come in here with due respect, but based on what you said, New York Times. New York Times didn't do any investigation. They said we admitted. That's the report. They said we admitted that we don't often verify our data. That's the exact word of New York Times. Do you understand? And to that extent, we disagree. It is totally incorrect. That was not what we told you in New York Times. How can we, if we can tell New York Times that we don't often verify our data, then what's the sense of allowing them to come in? What are they coming to do since we have admitted? Do you understand? So that is incorrect. That is very, very incorrect. Then about the data, and the New York Times also became economic with the truth. In our report, we stated it clearly that right to freedom of religion is not restricted to Christians alone. That when you talk of religious freedom, Muslims also have right to freedom of their religion, likewise Christians. That explains why in our report, we clearly stated from our estimate, that is gathered from many angles, primary data sources, secondary data sources, that it is estimated that between 2009 and sometime in 2025, that no fewer than 125,000 Christians and estimated 60,000 moderate Muslims were killed by Islamic jihadists. We are not talking about killings. We are not referring to data released by National Bureau of Statistics belonging to Nigerian government that stated that between 2023 and 2024, 614,000 Nigerians were killed as a result of insecurity. That is not the data we are talking about. We are talking about religiously motivated killing.
Right.
That's the one we are referring to.
Okay.
That is our own data. And let me also tell you, Charles,
right,
quickly.
Go ahead.
Quickly.
Go ahead.
You can never be part of a data you never generated. And let me also make it clear as a criminologist that what rules the world in matters of criminal justice administration is circumstantial evidence. Even if you go there, you go to the crime or scene of crime, you only go in there to be told of what happened. You were not there when the whole thing happened. Whether primary or secondary sources, you were not there. You must be told a story. That is exactly the point.
Well. He's not wrong. But fortunately, $9 million for lobbyists is no small money. And everybody would have to do what they are paid to do. And according to him as well, it was a different thing that he actually told the reporter. That's actually crazy though. You know, for somebody working for for a supposed reputable New York Times, a New York Times reporter, to interview someone and then filing a different report, a different quote and all that. That's not criminal. But we know what a $9 million, what do you call it? Propaganda, PR money really do. Not in this world of today, by the way. So you know what you can do. Yeah, religious motivated killings. This one is not supposed to be our business, so but it is our business because this is the problem. There are those who have these extreme religious views, and as much as you have the freedom of religion, the freedom of association, but where your own freedom stops is where others starts. So therefore, you cannot infringe on others while you are trying to, enjoy your own supposed rights. Here is an Ogbomoso Islamic cleric there that the Sultan of Sokoto is the leader. He is like the king of Muslims in Nigeria. And according to his religion, according to him, he didn't even say according to Quran. I didn't think he said that. I think he said according to our religion. Whenever the Sultan of Sokoto chooses a date for any of these, maybe it is Ramadan or a date for Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Kabir and all that, you get Ilea. Any other person that declares another date has violated the Islamic law, and the law says they should kill them. It's crazy. This one is from Ogbomoso, your states.
General méjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ sí. President General Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs Sultan Sokoto nìkan ni. Òun nìkan ló lè declare àjọ tá a fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ àwẹ̀ Ramadan. Tẹ́lòmíì bá tún declare àjọ kan ní pé ìjọba yìí la fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ àwẹ̀ Ramadan. Yálà kí Sultan tó sọ ni o, àbí lẹ́yìn tí Sultan sọ tán, in tó ń sọ ni pé ó ń declare rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí president àwa Mùsùlùmí Nàìjíríà. Ẹ̀sìn wa sọ pé ká pa. Ẹ̀sìn wa sọnù, òfin ẹ̀sìn wa lákàáyí. Má wá wò pé ẹ̀sìn wa ló lè lo Amẹ́ríkà sọ pé wọ́n ní president Amẹ́ríkà. Má tiẹ̀ lo Amẹ́ríkà ṣe press conference ní iwájú ìta yín. Kò ní ìdí láti lọ orí television, social media náà dáa. Kan péjì kan sí rẹ̀ lójú. Declare yourself as the president of the United States of America. Sotori ẹ̀, mi ní kẹ́ ẹ lọ pa ilẹ̀ kankan o. Ẹ má sì pa ilẹ̀ kankan. A kàn sọ òfin ẹ̀sìn wa fún wa ni. Aqulu qawli hadha.
New Psalms. I was expecting him to quote that part of their law, the Islamic law that says if the Sultan of Sokoto declares Ramadan Day, here you get, and another person says, no, we are going to have our Ramadan on so and so. Islam says they should kill that person in Nigeria. Really? How far? Anyway, we'll leave that there. And let's take a bit of a detour as well. I'm going to pass through a place called Ijoka Road in Akure. That is in Ondo State. It's actually the state capital, by the way, Ijoka, on our way to Lagos.
See as this bike could disappear. Don't you say it don't disappear? That's if you say it don't disappear. You see how? That car say will disappear like this. See that car? And that tricycle, the car that tricycle now, see they don't disappear. See they don't disappear. Enter inside us now. You see how?
Mind you, somebody with them born for America. You look at that video. Okay, let me say that. A child born in America or somewhere else. Seeing that video, probably would think maybe there was a sandstorm. Maybe there's a sandstorm that and it will soon clear out. Go to a sandstorm. Ondo State is oil producing state, by the way. Yes. Ondo State is an oil producing state in Nigeria. That is part of the state capital. 26 years after democracy, nearly 27 years after you started democracy. It's crazy. Everybody looking crazy already. So we got to Lagos, going somewhere else again, right? Everybody's mad. You know, some people immediately, I put that video on my Ego's Diary Political earlier, and some people were saying, oh, he's only demonstrating. It's like he's acting. Maybe they didn't want to pay the fare. That's why he started acting like he's got something. I was like, oh, you see, that's the problem. Nigeria has become so indescribable, right? That sometimes you might actually really have to put some effort if you need help. Because sometimes people will just not believe you. And they look at you and say, oh, your own is better. Because Nigeria is a place where we always want to, you know, always make things like competition. For example, if you are telling somebody that, oh, man, you see what my eyes see today. Yeah? I have never suffered like this in my life, Baba. If I tell you what happened to me today, you haven't even said anything. Somebody there will say, Baba, your own is better. If I tell you my own, you go just cry. Why would you tell me your problem and I will start crying? The problem will only leave. You see, that talk will first make you say, you never talk your own problems, so I'm always trying to face so. You understand? And somebody else is already telling you that if he tell you your own story, you're going to cry. Talk will first make you be like, what kind of a problem would you have to cry, say, for your problems? Shall I tell you? Another one of you jumping, another mad person. Tell you that if I tell you half of waiting I don't pass through, if you go hang yourself, say, why would I go and do that to myself because of you? This is why majority of people just decide to talk to themselves. It's so hard to get some, especially men, by the way. You're a Nigerian man. People don't know what you are going through because they will barely believe you. And because of that, a lot of people are now talking to themselves. You forgot that. And you did inside the public transportation. Okay, what happened? What the problem, you know? Okay, can you get that kind of thing? That's what Nigeria can do to you. Or if you are finding it a little bit easier, you know, just thank your own chief, because they say he whose palm kernel is broken by the benevolent spirit. He don't turn around and look at his compatriots and call them lazy. It's an Igbo proverb. Yeah, Achebe said that that the benevolent spirit has helped to crush your own palm kernels. You don't look at your own contemporaries as maybe lazy. Just be grateful. People, they pass through a lot. You know? Some said maybe it's drug. I say, well, you might think it's drug. It's not. We've been in a situation whereby, honestly speaking, you know, people have thought that maybe I was probably like mad. But that's a story for another day. So Shore was back in court, still on this case of defamation against him, the DSS versus Shore. So Shore is being charged by the DSS. They are charging him for defamation. Okay, that he defamed Kalu by calling him a criminal. So the person who was the DSS witness in the case came with the video of a Kalu in Brazil talking about ending corruption in Nigeria, which really was funny, according to Showore. So today it was back again. And what was it this time? It's for Showore to present his own kind of like defense. And in his own opening from the reports, Showore just played the videos, the about 5 or 6 minutes videos of Reno Mokri, where Reno Mokri told the world that Tinubu is a certified drug dealer, international criminal, and all that kind of things that he said. So Showore said he told the judge that this person that you are listening to, my lord, is now Tinubu's ambassador. He knows Tinubu very well. So if I call him a criminal, well, listen to what this person, Tinubu's ambassador, had to say about him. And so they had to adjourn the case. For sure.
Suppression of free speech, which is what this issue is at the center. As a result of politics, and it was the same politics that led them to arrest me in 2019. It was a give me for 5 years, and instead of learning from the past in 2025, this is one of the 5 cases related to losing popular expression. I also have one against me by the illegal IGP, several of them. But what transpired in court is the situation where the DSS was lawlessness and irresponsibility came to disgrace even the president of Nigeria. Because a key evidence was admitted where the president even said that it is his duty to protect the rights of people who might have adverse commentary against him. I'm not standing for before you people say that I'm supporting Tinubu. Whether he says it or not, it doesn't matter to me. I've been speaking my mind even when he was a senator in 1992 under the military. But that was what was made available to the DSS playboy that they brought today. What is also very interesting is that the DSS is not displacing itself by presenting some of their most unqualified officials to represent them in court. This guy said he has been in the DSS for 10 years.
Face camera.
He didn't know that I was arrested in 2019. But the bottom fell off at the last minute when he said I was not prompted by the president to do what I came here to do. I came here to come and arrest, to prosecute Showore because his speeches were threatening national security. So when are we going to prosecute Tinubu for threatening national security when he said Jonathan was a drunkard? Was he prosecuted? When he said Obasanjo was a rotten fish, when Obasanjo was president of Nigeria, was he prosecuted? And several other things that clearly said. But, you know, this is a period that we must start questioning also the mental stability of these guys and our security services. I know the simple reason they did this. The DSS director, whose tenure has expired in November, wants to be pleasing the villa by saying that we are protecting your reputation. It is my reputation that needs to be protected. You cannot protect the reputation of a person without reputation. I'm the only person in this matter that has a reputation to protect. I didn't even sue them. It's not everything they are done to practice. And we were able to put that in the evidence. By the way, I'll let the lawyers speak. When the judge admitted in evidence several statements that was made by now he's ambassador to nowhere, Werey Wike, that the president is a drug lord.
Okay, you are matching everybody. You are just matching.
Several that the judge got the point and said, please stop playing. You know, just mute the mic. It was embarrassing. And didn't you clear this guy? Even though he said the guy said he doesn't.
The vintage show, right? Is the only one that could say to their faces, and they are at the point where they don't know what to do to him or to do with him. So the person that is now ambassador at this point may be invited. Hey, you know, Sha. Yeah, it was embarrassing to actually listen to some of those things said by Werey Wike. So if he's then made an ambassador, definitely he is a credible witness to come to the court and come and tell the court that Tinubu is not a drug lord, something like that. Here you go. Oshowore continued, by the way. I want you to listen to the rest. And this lawyer.
The guy said he doesn't know how they cleared him. So it's just to let you know that we must, in the course of doing this, continue to pay attention to our own national welfare and issues of security. And most importantly, how to change leadership of this country from serious people to people that are sound intellectuals. And I say that because of the very exemplary position and the performance of our lawyer in court. After what happened in this case, we are happy about the end of the case as far as it is concerned. To the point that we even breached the execution. Because we know this is also patronage. The lawyers have to chop. Otherwise, this case had no business in any, not even an area called the Kabusa area of Abuja. Thank you, but our lawyers are here to take it from.
Yeah, actually, it was quite a question and conception today. I agree with you. The DSS simply came to court to embarrass itself through the witness they brought to court today. The DSS witness tendered in evidence video recordings of
non-negotiable.
Unfortunately, and quite very fundamentally, we had a DSS personnel who is also not aware of the things that have been published in the DSS official website. We had a DSS official who tendered before the court evidence that was admitted of somebody whom they cleared calling the president an international drug baron, and tendered this evidence in court today. And the person also called the president a criminal. And when we asked him, why did you clear this person as an ambassador president? They said he would not know why he was cleared, but that however he has been cleared. The current trial shows the failing of the nation, and it's quite unfortunate that the country has descended to the point that we are today, where a DSS official will admit that the president never instructed him to file a case on his behalf, that he does not have the instructions or the directives of the president to file a matter, but that he is not subject to the president of Nigeria, but to his bosses at the DSS office. He said the DSS, that the service, has directed the filing of this charge. We are not subject to the president. That is quite unfortunate. Where the secret service of Nigeria, that even leads us back to the reason behind the filing of this matter. The DSS that we know used to be a secret agent, saddled with the responsibility of intelligence gathering and forwarding same to the appropriate security agencies. The DSS are not to be seen in public pursuing matters of this nature. The DSS Act that established the DSS established them as one of the 3 secret service agents in Nigeria. Unfortunately, this current DSS now dabbles into every affair, like who should marry or who should not marry, like who is going and who is not going. It's the DSS now that we know in the office now writes agreements between debtors and the tenant of the debtors against the tenancy and landlord matters. This DSS now dabbles into it. A girl was arrested by the DSS and detained. What was her offense? She refused to marry a man that her mother insisted that she marries. And on that account, the DSS arrested and detained her. We took our effort.
It's unbelievable. If they explain Nigeria to you, especially the last part, where that lawyer said the DSS is now helping to settle debts. They are now helping to settle fight disputes, which is true. You can have them to help you arrest somebody. DSS, people now have their numbers on their phones. Secret police, that shouldn't even have anything to do with all of this. Busybody, DSS. Their job is to gather intelligence reports against any form of, criminal attacks, like terrorist attacks in Nigeria, internal and other stuff. Or to clamp down on syndicates of a particular criminal gang or something. But no. Just busybody. And that's why Nigeria is what Nigeria is. Somebody that refused to marry someone, her father had to use DSS to arrest her. Think about that. It is unreal. And there are many, many unreal things, okay? A few days ago, I told you about the protest by the alcohol producers in Nigeria. Alcohol beverages, I've been waiting to call it now. Yeah, alcoholic beverages, producers and the marketers in Nigeria. Protesting then that the announcement by NAFDAC to ban the sachet, alcohol is in sachet, right? That is going to cost the loss of jobs, like over 100,000 jobs will be lost. Hundreds of thousands of families will suffer, and a total of a 3 trillion naira economy will be killed. Well, we haven't heard back from NAFDAC. Before I saw the people who they now refer to Omo, usually call them Omo, but they are calling them the Omo now. The area boys in Lagos, they have now protested in support of the NAFDAC decision. They want NAFDAC to ban alcoholic sachet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who did this thing to us? May God forgive all of us.
Right, right.
Who did this thing to us? May God forgive all of us.
Right.
Amen. So here is the explanation of the NAFDAC director, the woman, why they made that decision and all that. And I think just for the educational purposes, right? So we should probably hear from them before we call it a night. Please watch this.
I'm not opposed to use of alcohol for adults. Adults' physiological makeup is more matured to handle alcohol. I was telling the first group that came, the liver of a baby is different from, in terms of maturity, from the liver of a 1-year-old. The liver of a 1-year-old is different, and it's like that. The liver of a 4-year-old is different from the liver of a 12-year-old child. Because as we grow, our organs grow with us. That's why a baby cannot take rice, a newborn. They cannot digest it. There are some things that they can digest faster that we cannot. But we don't need to digest such when we are adults. But the point is, children are not small adults. Children are children. Their physiology is for children. When a child consumes alcohol or starts consuming alcohol early, their systems are exposed to alcohol early. So what the systems, their physiological system cannot handle, their physiological systems are forced to handle it, and there's always damage. But this is all scientific. You Google children and alcohol, you will see tons, you will be scared. Children and alcohol, not adults and alcohol. Adults can decide to drink themselves to death. I'm sorry. They are responsible. We cannot say, oh, I don't drink alcohol, you shouldn't drink alcohol. No. I can tell them the physiological effects, but that's it. But for children, they don't have the system to handle it. But that's against science. Sachet alcohol has concentration up to like 43% alcohol. Sachet alcohol. It is not the volume that you drink, it is the concentration of what you drink. You can drink 2 sachets that are 10 times more than beer, two bottles of beer, or even 10 bottles of beer. Because beer is about 6 to 8% alcohol. But some of the sachet alcohol contains up to 43% alcohol. World Health Assembly had a meeting before my time, 2010, that all countries should debate on making alcohol inaccessible to children. And over, I think, 183 countries signed, including Nigeria, that we will not make alcohol accessible to children. If somebody finishes work and they want to take wine or take alcohol after work, that's fine. I shouldn't, fine for them, you know. My own philosophy is not their philosophy. But even taking it, even as an adult, while working, may be dangerous. while working. That is how easy the sachet alcohol can be accessed. I joined NAFDAC in 2017, November 30. November 18, to TMC, our director was talking of sachet alcohol. I said, what's sachet alcohol? I don't know. Finally, I know what sachet alcohol is. And we said, okay, we cannot ban it now. Let's reduce the volume. Or the concentration, sorry, not the volume. But as we are doing all this and making our stakeholders understand what we are trying to do, they went to the Ministry of Health. That was 2018. To report NAFDAC. So meetings were called. We went maybe 2, 3 or 4 times. Finally, the then Minister of Health, Dr. Adewale, said, okay, let's give a moratorium of 5 years. Because the complaint was it's going to affect jobs in 2018. Moratorium of 5 years for them to reevaluate their work business plan. So that at the end of 5 years, there will not be sachet alcohol or alcohol in PET bottle less than 200 ml. All of us signed. FCCPC was there, NAFDAC, Ministry of Health, the bank, and AFBTE. I mentioned to the group that came in the morning that our council has representatives from the food industry. So the bank and AFBTE, either of them is always at the meeting. We have representatives from the drug industry, pharmaceutical industry, because we have to feel the pulse of our own clients. None of this was mentioned at the council for the 5 years. When we started enforcing February 1st, 2024, I believe 2024, yes. I was called and I told them that this is a ministerial directive. I am under the ministry, not I am. NAFDAC is under the Ministry of Health. It was a ministerial directive, and it is ministerial directive that we say do not abide by what was signed, what were agreed to 5 years earlier. Then the union also, not the union, AFBTE, the bank, went to our own committee in the National Assembly, the House. And the House said we should suspend. I said, it's better for the minister to take care of this because it's a ministerial directive. We keep going back and forth, going back and forth. We started our enforcement, then we had to stop. Just to make sure that we agreed, come to some agreement. At the end of 2024, December, the minister said we should give a moratorium, an extra 1 year to 2025, December. The legislative work together, the two chambers work together. Because what was said this morning was that I went to the Senate. I did not go to the Senate. The legislative work together. They're in the same complex. And the Senate said you should start the enforcement. The end of the moratorium of 1 year extra is over. And that's what we are doing.
That's what they're doing. I know Nigeria institutions are so corrupt. But you see, there are these two institutions that somehow, no matter how much they have these bad records or corruption and all of that allegations against them, and they cannot die in that same Nigeria. There are two, NDLEA and NAFDAC. They may be not, they may not actually really be, efficient enough due to poor, inadequate resources that will make them do their job. For a country like Nigeria, battling fake drugs, fake alcohol drinks, fake this, fake that people are actually consuming fake food, fake, When you see these guys making bust discoveries and all that, you have no idea how many lives they are actually saving. They may have their shortcomings, so like I said, I'm not ruling that out. But despite all of that, if you see what people are putting together and selling out to their fellow citizens in Nigeria, you can only just imagine what it's going to be like if they have no agency at all that actually looks into all of this. Why are you selling alcohol in sachet? Like play. They turned Nigeria to sachet economy. Everything goes into sachet, small sachet. Like Nigerians are so poor. They maintain it, everything into sachet, alcohol in sachet. That's easy for children to access as well. You can't even control that. So they've allowed it. To end it is to now create more problems, because now the way they are going about it, right, it's just probably going to force them on the ground, and they will still be selling them illegally. Sachet alcohol. Alcohol is sachet. Well, they saw Diezani. You remember Diezani? The former Minister of Petroleum in Nigeria under Jonathan, the lady that relocated to the UK. It's like over 10 years ago, she's not been back to Nigeria. Immediately after the end of the Jonathan's tenure, she left Nigeria, and she's been just in the news almost every year because of the corruption allegation against her, including the taking of bribes when she was a minister in Nigeria. So right now, he is in court, and let me remind you, Nigeria is yet to make a formal request for Diezani's extradition to Nigeria to go and answer to all of that allegations against her. Billions of dollars stolen that APC used for years until they couldn't use it anymore, right? So she was in court today.
That was quick today. Got here at 8:05. Right, nice to meet you guys. Good luck. I hope she gets it.
Yeah. So she's standing trial for the case of collecting bribe as a Minister of Petroleum in Nigeria. So thank you very much, everyone, for your time and this evening as well. So remember, if you have enjoyed the chats up to this moment and you haven't really liked the broadcast, please do. Right? And if you haven't subscribed onto my Ego's Diary Political as well, it would also be ideal to do that too. Now we'll see you another time. Enjoy the rest of your night. So enjoy the rest of your evening, and a very good night to the rest of us.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ ọ́ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Máyégún làwa mọ̀ láwọn tó jódodo.
Máyégún dáyàrí náírà nọ́mbà wán.
Máyégún ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Máyégún dáyàrí náírà nọ́mbà wán.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Máyégún dáyàrí náírà nọ́mbà wán.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí.
Máyégún dáyàrí náírà nọ́mbà wán.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún dáyàrí náírà nọ́mbà wán.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún dáyàrí náírà nọ́mbà wán.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún dáyàrí náírà nọ́mbà wán.
Máyégún dáyàrí pòlítíkò.
Máyégún dáyàrí náírà nọ́mbà wán.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún dáyàrí náírà nọ́mbà wán.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún dáyàrí náírà nọ́mbà wán.
Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún dáyàrí náírà nọ́mbà wán.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Àyè.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Ìmọ̀ àìṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ìmọ̀ àìṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni. ó fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù máyé ń ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.